everyone, MFPallytime here, and welcome back to Pokemon Unite. Today is a special day. A brand new Pokemon has been added to the roster, outside of the ones that the game launched with. Of course, we are speaking of Gardevoir. If we select Gardevoir on this screen and then go to progression, you can see the different evolutions that Ralts goes to get to Gardevoir. And then we can also look at the Pokemon's moves at each stage of the game. So if you want to learn more about the character, this would be a great place to jump into before you get into the game. I really think the spell effects on this character are so cool. I enjoy them quite a lot. I've played 2 games, so I have at least a baseline understanding of the abilities, and hopefully today I could show them off a little bit for you. I'm going to be using the eject button as my battle item. My held items are the apple, the special attack increase, and the movement speed increase. I'm not sure if this is a special attack character or a regular attack character, but that's what I have equipped. That's what I have leveled up. It looks like our team has set our lanes. I'm going to go top with Snorlax and we can hang out with him. The reason I want to be up there is because Ralts has one of the worst early games I've seen in this game so far. 10 minutes on the clock. And the match begins. We're going to be picking up our right bumper ability, Confusion. This is a straight line skill shot that we can fire off at our enemies. It doesn't deal very much damage at all. Snorlax's tackle will far out surpass my offensive effectiveness for quite some time. But at least we have a pretty strong companion in lane with us. My main plan is just to follow him around. If he wants to engage, I will engage as well. As we hit level 3, we also unlock Teleport. Teleport moves us a small distance and also increases the damage of our next auto attack after teleporting. It seems as though Charmander is above the turn in, not paying attention, and we managed to sneak that in just as the enemies are arriving. We're going to teleport for the increased auto attack damage and just let Vulpix get out of there. Fighting on that road is probably not a good idea. Speaking of Charmander, he's above us in lane now, and it looks like he may have actually... I don't know if he turned in or not. Only 5 balls, he probably did. He's doing a lot of damage to us, but don't worry, we can just go ahead and hit that eject button to disengage back onto our side with a quick teleport. Snorlax is going to be sleeping inside of our hoop to regain some of his HP. We're keeping the confusion damage going and hopefully zoning these guys back relatively well. And now that Vulpix has stepped up a little too far, Snorlax is going to land the belly flop for the execute. Now, Charmander should actually deal a decent amount of damage to us. He kind of continuously auto attacks as he walks, so I don't want to walk in his area of influence. I have to stop and do an animation every time I attack her. Yeah, that's accurate, isn't it? I stop and do a little animation. As he's flying away, we do manage to hit him with the Confusion. I would love to heal really fast. I want to help Snorlax, but I also kind of need to stay back here. There's 3 people up top right now. Bulbasaur in the jungle chasing after our soccer bunny. I think we could stay in and trade. Yes, we could. The Razor Leaf almost taking me down, but not quite enough damage. This is actually one of the more aggressive early games I've had on Ralts so far, and as you can see, I feel like I'm being pretty active, but my damage is just a little on the low side. A little on the low side. Teleport is nice for the mobility, but I don't really increase the extra attack. I don't really notice the extra attack damage that we're getting from it. And Confusion, while it does, go in a straight line and deal some damage, it doesn't seem super impactful. Like, we hit the enemy Ralts there and we didn't even take 1 chunk out of his health bar. Our yellow cat is engaging pretty hard and we're going to engage with him, teleporting in with our right trigger ability. And this looks like it's going to be an easy turn in up top. At level 6, we finally get Psyshock. This is going to replace our trigger ability, so we don't have that teleport anymore, which is why we're holding the eject, because being able to get away from enemies on this character seems very strong. What Psyshock is going to do is it's going to designate an area, let's say over there at the enemy team Ralts, and then it's going to fire off 3 waves of explosions at this point. But you don't have to use it at range. You can also put it in melee as well if you choose to do so. That was really good damage on the enemy team. It's not Ralts anymore. I forgot what the middle evolution is called. We'll just start calling it Gardevoir again. This ability is a little weird at first because it stays... Ooh, just used my eject button on accident. It stays locked at the location that you first specify. So I basically have to keep my camera and my character in relatively the same spot if I wanted to continue to do damage to the enemy team there. Certainly doable, but does take a little bit of getting used to really get it under your belt. The other ability is a kind of delayed explosion where you call out an area kind of like this, and after a few moments an explosion does happen. I like that ability a lot, and I think this character has some really cool combo potential, especially after the Unite ability is unlocked, the ultimate ability is unlocked. However, for now, I think we can defend this. As these guys push in, we're going to finish off Bulbasaur with our Confusion, actually upgraded to Moonblast now. Moonblast, what this does, a straight line skill shot just like Confusion, but once it hits a target, it's going to explode for some damage behind the initial target as well. And Moonblast comes with a nice stun on top of that, which lets you set up your other abilities. The target cannot move out of that initial blast of our Psyshock because the Moonblast stunned them in position. So if you land your Moonblast, you're guaranteed to land your Psyshock, and you're also guaranteed to land the other ability, the one we didn't take, the alternate to Psyshock. So really fun wombo combo stuff here, and as you put your ultimate into play as well, it gets even better. Puffball for the enemy team coming in, we were able to stun them in place and turn in no problem. Although it looks like there is a tussle in the top lane right now. There are 5 minutes left in this match, so we're over the halfway point. I'm going for the long flank here, which I don't feel super good about, but our heroic ability is good to go. Let's send it on the enemy team's Ninetales, locking her in place, trying to deal some damage. Oh, that wasn't Ninetales at all. Excuse me. I'm not used to seeing my character on the map yet, okay? As Venusaur tries to deal damage to me, we're going to stun them in place as the enemy team's Gardevoir is trying to run away. I guess we can't do too much about that. Let's head down to the bottom lane and see if we can help out our Soccer Bunny, who looks like it's trying to move through the middle jungle here. We may just be a moment too late. Unfortunately, they're actually doubling back to the other side. So I'm kind of running in circles here. Let's see if we can cut them off. We do land the stun here. Good damage going out as well. However, this is the downside of Gardevoir. Extremely squishy. Once things start not going your way, it gets really bad really fast, which is why I think the eject button and just being able to teleport away from stuff can be really handy. In hindsight, I probably should have just continued to farm for some balls to turn in, but hey, I wanted to be a team player there. So, our ultimate is basically a big gravity well. If we throw it on the ground, it's going to suck up enemies to the center of it, which obviously has a lot of synergy with the rest of our kit. If we're able to deal damage to enemies in a central point, well, that means all of the stuff that we're trying to land is going to be much easier. Charizard using his ultimate ability here. Not too much I can do about it. However, now that he's landed, we target our Psyshock on the ground right next to us, and all of a sudden, it's actually really good versus melee combatants as well. They have to decide, am I going to step away from Gardevoir to try to get to safety, or am I going to stay next to this very squishy target who's, you know, exploding and dealing damage around them to try to finish them off a little bit faster? And it's been an interesting, you know, risk versus reward I've seen in a lot of cases. We do manage to land the majority of our damage with the Psyshock on Puffball here, and they are taken down. Now keeping Charizard at the edge of our screen, we're going to follow up with another stun as Snorlax is dealing really good damage here, and that's going to be 2 takedowns right on top of the enemy team's hoop. Looks like, oh, reinforcements coming in. We'll land a stun into our bombardment from the Psyshock. Not as much damage done this time. I'm just going to slowly back up here. I think we're kind of overstaying our welcome a little bit. Venusaur was just spotted on the map. He is in front of me now. Here's the stun into our Bombard. Easy pickup. Snorlax still running away in the top lane. Let's see if we can help him. All of our abilities are about to be off cooldown. We could get a really nice play here. Here's the AoE on top of the enemy team's Charizard, dropping the bombardment as well, although that one does miss. I will say the Psyshock, I think, has overall better uses, but the other ability that Gardevoir can pick up for the right trigger, I think that has better wombo combo potential with our Unite ability. I think we'd be better off with that if we're literally just trying to blow up someone in a moment's notice. The enemy team's Gardevoir trying to run away. We had pretty good positioning with our abilities there, and we do manage to take them out. Charizard and Puffball are still up here. We might be able to push this guy out of here. I don't quite have my ultimate ability again, and he could turn on me with his if he's flying around in the air and he decides he wants to attack me. Not only can he seismic slam me, but he can also just fly over to me, and there's really not much I can do about it. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this character is look how safely I've had to position for a lot of this stuff. And again, this is still kind of my first impression on the character and the first impression on the kit, but very, very squishy, especially compared to what I'm used to playing in this game so far, which of course is Snorlax. As Charizard is trying to pursue me, we're going to hit him with some bombardments. Unfortunately, lost my... Oh, I got him. I lost my crosshair there when we shot it off to the left side. Now that they're chasing me, we can try to stun them. However, I don't think it's going to go super well. 35 seconds left in this match. Zapdos has not been taken. The enemy's hoops are all missing, except for the one in front of their base. And, well, let's just say our team seems to be having a pretty good time over there. The only way they get back in is if they are able to take down Zapdos, and we can track that progress here. It looks like they are taking it down. They're going to get 30 balls to turn in, and of course, once Zapdos is taken down, the entire enemy team will have instant turn-ins, but with only 6 seconds remaining in this match, it looks like we won't have to worry about that. So that's our first look at Gardevoir. Very high damage, long range, crowd control. However, if enemies get in melee range, you can still use that right trigger ability that we were using in this game to trade relatively well with them. Massive, massive wombo combo potential, not only with her own abilities, but with your team, if you're able to land that big ultimate and keep someone still for a long amount of time. So we did 102 ball turn-ins, which is pretty low. 13 kills, 15 assists, and an overall score of 83. I hope you guys enjoyed our first look at this character. It's something other than Snorlax. I made a promise, and I did it. I did it. If you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button. We'll be back with more Pokemon Unite soon. Take care. Goodbye.